My skin is a translucent map of the home counties, veined in blue like the marble a cathedral floor. I am standing on the banks of the River Lee, watching the silt carry away my youth in handfuls. Carried away. The dampness settles in my joints like a debt unpaid since the year of the great frost. There is a specific weight to this tweed coat. It anchors me to the pavement of Spankers old church while the wind tries to peel the spirit from the marrow. Why does the soul demand an endless horizon when the lungs are only built for 70 years of breath? Its fur was a matted russet against the grey gravel. A small finished thing in a world that never stops. I felt a terrible envy for its completed cycle. I am a run-on sentence in a book with no spine, no end, no resolution. My memories are historical footnotes in a language I forgot. The harpsichord stutters like an irregular heartbeat, a rhythm of stalling and starting between the sacred desire to remain and the profane necessity of the rot. I am older than the limestone under the city. I have felt the tectonic shift of every failed devotion is an exhausting architecture. This mortality to be the observer, every sunset over the Thames and never the light itself. Strike me down like a heavy oak in a summer gale, break the vessel so the water finally spill. I am tired of the continuity of the endless rehearsal for a play that has been cancelled. My throat is tight with the effort of holding the note. The velvet of my waistcoat is fraying at the edges, a tiny apocalypse in the weave of the fabric. The water is cold against my leather boots. I am a ghost wearing a very expensive watch, timing the interval between the inhale and the void. Eternity is a heavy stone to carry in your pocket. I would trade the stars for a single honest bruise, the harpsichord's breath. I am still here, waiting for the clock to lose its spring. The harpsichord stops. I am still here, waiting for the clock to lose its spring. We move across this hollow floor. The rhythm guides the way. I feel the ice beneath your skin. A heavy silence fills the air. A heavy silence fills the air. We are the players in this play. The world is ending in this room. We hold the weight of every soul. I will not let you walk away. The fire rises in your eyes. We dance until the music ends. The glass is heavy in my hand. The wine is bitter on my tongue. I see the truth you try to hide. The mountain falls you try to hide. The mountain falls upon us now. We cannot run from what we are. The world is ending in this room. We hold the weight of every soul. I will not let you walk away. The fire rises in your eyes. We dance until the music ends. The final hour begins to rise. No mercy we go away. Touch your hand one last time. It feels like a fever finally breaking. Watch the fire burn inside the rain. Everything we were is washing away. I feel the steam rising from me. This is how we let go. The silence between us is a weight. The clouds are opening their hearts. I see the light dying in your eyes, but the heat is still mine to keep. Watch the fire burn inside the rain. Everything we were is washing away. I feel the steam rising from me. This is how we let go. Throw the memory into the pyre. Let the flood take the heavy remains. I am finally breathing again, even as I lose my soul. I lose it all. Watch the fire burn inside the rain. Everything we were is washing away. I feel the steam rising from me. This is how we let go. In the rain, the fire and the rain, watching it burn. Just let it go.
I am sitting in the passenger seat of your dented Corsa. The air feels like frozen iron, and that cheap wool jumper you wore. I watch the pale light stretch out against the frost on the driveway. It wasn't like a drama, it was just perfectly still. Then suddenly it ended. Now there is only silver light. It's finally quiet. The surface is just glass in the rain. It's finally quiet. I am breathing, silent without shaking. Standing in the cold garden, watching the mist rise from the grass. There is a patterns of ice upon the window where the chill hit the house. I should probably clear the table, but I am eating a dry digestive biscuit. The tea in my mug has gone cold, forming a thin film on the surface. You left your boots by the back door, covered in ice and gray slush. I think I will leave them there until the seasons change. Now there is only silver light. It's finally quiet. The surface is just glass in the rain. I am breathing without shaking. Standing in the cold garden, chords with a duster's rhythmic pulse. I see you clearly now, the dust has settled down. You took my kindness for a debt you didn't owe. You thought the crown would slip right off my head, but it is carved into the bone beneath my skin. The water is rising, but I am not drowning. I am not drowning. I am finally breathing the air you used to steal. You can't break a heart that's found its own rhythm. I am the mountain while you are just the wind. The love I gave was a gift you couldn't carry. Now I am standing tall on my own ground. You lied with a smile that used to feel like home, that used to feel like home. Trading our years for a moment of hollow heat. I won't waste my breath asking you for the why. Silence is the only truth you have left to give. The water is rising, but I am not drowning. I am not drowning. I am finally breathing the air you used to steal. You can't break a heart that's found its own rhythm. I am the mountain while you are just the wind. The love I gave was a gift you couldn't carry. Now I am standing tall on my own ground. Piano intensifies with heavy soulful triplets. Fire, fire in my soul. It burns away everything you tried to plant here. I am whole. You can't break a heart that's found its own rhythm. The love I gave was a gift you couldn't carry. Now I am standing tall on my own ground. I am standing on my own ground.
are larger today. You reach for the handle, the air is turning cold. Don't look back yet, stay here in the frame. Stay in this light. Stay in this light. Stay in this light. The years are moving, they move too fast. You are perfect now, right now. The sky is heavy gray. Leaves fall on your coat. You look like a stranger I once knew. I keep the image, I lock the door. Stay in this light. Stay in this light. Stay in this light. The years are moving, they move too fast. You are perfect now, right now. Go on then, go on. Run into the storm, run on. I will be the stone that stays. Stay in this light. Stay in this light. Stay in this light. The years are moving, they move too fast. You are perfect now, right now. Perfect now. Right now. Found you in the black rain, under the rusted bridge. Cut our palms on jagged glass, slept in the heavy mud. Deep in the mud. Same blood, same bone, heavy as the millstone. Brother, we don't break, standing through the storm. Yeah, we stand tall. The world turns a hard wheel, grinding on the white bone, grinding on the white bone. You stayed when the wind bit, holding up the roof beam. Keep it from falling. Same blood, same bone, heavy as the millstone. Brother, we don't break, standing through the storm. Through the storm. When the sun turns to cold and the ground splits apart, I won't leave the station, waiting for the last train. Waiting for you. Same blood, same bone, fails until the wheel stops.
The window glass was ice against my palm. You left a season of frost inside this room. I spent a year with my coat still on, hiding my hands from the draft you brought. The air was thin and tasted like metal, but I can feel the pressure starting to drop. I am burning through the drizzle today, watching the steam rise from the garden soil. I'm setting fire to the damp and the gray. Fire to the gray. The heat is finally reaching my skin, and I'm letting the summer begin. Letting it begin. I've taken off the heavy woolen silk. The floorboards feel smooth under my feet. I'm opening the latch to let the salt in, watching the birds track the path of the sun. The silence isn't heavy like it was before. It's light and clear like a glass of water. I am burning through the drizzle today, watching the steam rise from the garden soil. I'm setting fire to the damp and the gray. Fire to the gray. The heat is finally reaching my skin, and I'm letting the summer begin. Letting it begin. I used to shiver just to keep you warm, feet in a furnace that never caught light. But the timber is dry and the wind has died down. I am my own sanctuary now. I am burning through the drizzle today, watching the steam rise from the garden soil. I'm setting fire to the damp and the gray. Fire to the gray. The heat is finally reaching my skin, and I'm letting the summer begin. Yeah, letting the summer begin. Let it rise, let it drift away. Finally home. The steel bit into my lip, a heavy lock to halt the tongue. Mother stands in the garden of iron, a cloak stitched with stolen constellations. I cannot speak the name of the serpent or the taste of the silver fruit. Keep it inside, hold the breath until it bruises. I am no longer the doll in the nursery with painted eyes and a hollow chest. My blood is turning to mercury, slow and heavy in the heat. Step into the furnace mouth. The air is a wall of molten glass. My silk dress blackens like a charred wing. I do not scream for the cooling rain. To mature is to endure the smelting, to find the metal beneath the skin. Fire is a lover, the ashes are there. I am walking through the red cathedral, where the altar is a heap of embers. Now the water rises to my chin, tasting of salt and ancient anchors. The flute is a reed of bone in my hand, carved from the oak where the lightning struck. Carved from the oak where the lightning struck. I play a note, that taste of winter, and the waves part like a heavy curtain. The child is drowned in the basin. The woman climbs out with wet hair, gasping for the upper air. The lungs are dry. We are walking the limestone stairs, past the statues with their tongues cut out. The queen is a small beetle in the grass. I have outgrown the cradle and the cage. The sun is a burning coin on my tongue. The silence was not a punishment, it was the wheatstone for my spirit. Above the temple floor, I am the architect of the dawn. Watch me step across the threshold. My feet do not touch the marble. I am finally heavy enough to